Hello and welcome to the Infinite Escape Room, the puzzling podcast where a group of chums come together to solve a never-ending escape room of the ears. My name is Jamie Gibbs, and I have never knowingly killed a man, but there is always that 1% chance. And I am joined this week by I'll be joined every week by our wonderful co-producers who will now introduce themselves in the manner best befitting them.
I'm Jonathan David Charles Saunders II. I am an absolute coffee snob, sitting in a room being slowly superheated by the sun and insisting on drinking hot espresso because iced coffee is bullshit.
Delicious. You're missing out.
I'm Mike. Business in the front, party in my crack.
It's a pattern developing. Oh, I solved your puzzle for the last episode, Michael, when you said you got 3 buck cheeks but only 1 hole. I have assembled a triumvirate of buck cheeks with a central hole.
Ooh, like a Venn diagram.
Which is either a Venn diagram or prostate cancer.
Sounds a bit cheeky to me.
Oh, there's my guy. There he is. Bring it back up.
Get checked, folks. Always get checked.
And I am Ben Lavery-Griffiths, generally the bringer of puns.
There it is.
Almost always the bringer of puns, and we love you
puns
for it.
Puns is a 4-letter word.
For listeners who are joining us potentially for the first time, this format is slightly different to what you might be used to. But if you're a long-term listener to the podcast, this format will be very similar to what you're used to, because rather than one person presenting the entirety of a puzzle, we have now split the duties amongst 3 of us who will present a part of the puzzle. And over the next few episodes, you'll get just a little slice of each theme. And then we'll convene into the pubisode where we'll debrief on all the rooms we've done thus far. Of course, we can't do this by ourselves, and we do rely on the...
I mean, we can't do this at all sometimes.
Well, by hook or by crook, we'll get this one done. But we do rely on the support and generous financial contributions of a number of wonderful, well-meaning people on the internet. We are, of course, talking about our wonderful army of patrons. And this episode is dedicated to the wonderful folks Carolyn Hardman, Karen Kate, Dave Lecomte, Rachel Allen, C.D. Doyle, and Chris Mikesell. You are all wonderful people. Thank you for continuing to support us as we march towards jail or the hospital.
Amen, brother.
So what happened last week? Well, we found ourselves locked in the grand hall of a Rotary Club. And in order to get ourselves out, we had to become members, either by filling in a form in triplicate, and who wants to fucking fill in forms in these days? So instead, we decided to take on the Ghostly Voices 3 challenges.
Yes, brother.
John was the first person to bring us a little slice of the Rotary Club hall, where we definitely...
Club is a 4-letter word, brother.
Where we definitely solved the puzzle through fixing some squeaky floorboards, numbering said squeaky floorboards, finding all manner of 4-letter words and trying to put them into a number lock. Go figure. And I think we did quite well. So we'll...
You did well, Jamie. You did well.
You guys did do well. You solved it within the time limit.
Yeah. And we fixed a squeaky floor, so I feel good about myself as well, which is great. But now we return to the centre of the village hall for the second of our disembodied voices' maniacal tasks. Where do we go next? I believe our 2 options are the kitchen or the downstairs area.
Do you like going to the downstairs area?
Long-term listeners, just have a guess between Ben and Michael who took each one of those puzzles. Just see if you can just pluck that out. I think we should proceed to the kitchen before we get dirty.
Let's do it.
And that is my puzzle. You walk into the kitchen. The door is in the bottom left-hand corner. So let's just put your backs up against the bottom wall for a minute.
So you need a pen.
Backs against the wall.
Kitchen with, as I said, the door to your immediate left. A counter running from the door all the way up to the end of the wall. Partway along that, there's some hatches out to the rest of the hall. At the far end of the hall, there is an Aga, a wood-burning range. And then on the right-hand side of the room, there is another counter, sort of wall-to-wall, far end coming up towards you. Halfway along that, there's a sink. There's some bits and bobs on the kitchen sink. And then there's also a washing machine and a dishwasher to your immediate... Sorry. washing machine and a tumble dryer to your immediate right. You do also see a couple of bits and bobs on the counter, but you can explore them as you wish. What would you like to do?
I'd definitely drawn that wrong.
So there's bits and bobs, you say?
Bits and
Yes.
bobs.
Oh.
Okay, let's go and take a look at the Arga.
So the Arga is a large sort of wrought iron range style cooker. It's got a few lifty up bits on top, which would expose sort of pads where you'd put your pans or flatbreads if you were warming flatbreads on there, I suppose. Underneath there is an oven and also a another sort of oven-looking, I was going to call it a room. That feels like a poor description, but where you'd put wood or otherwise fuel.
Okay.
It is currently off. There is no fire.
Well, and the Arga is off. Those things take days to get up to heat.
So this
Yeah,
was the
pretty
turbo
sure.
range.
I'm pretty sure that back in the days when we were using coal to make power, it was just giant Argas, just with big funnels.
Could be. You make good toast on an Arga.
Okay, if we start lifting up, like opening up the ovens and lifting up the sort of paddles on the top, do we find anything, or is everything empty?
No, it's pretty much empty. There's some wood already stacked in the fuel compartment. You can see a whole stack of wood to the left and right of it.
Okay.
Do we have
Should we
means of
fire it up?
starting the Arga?
Let's say that on top there's a box of matches.
Should we get it?
We
Arga?
definitely shouldn't light a match. That has never served us
Call
well.
back to 2 episodes ago there. John's favourite phrase, whatever we do, we must not use these matches we've been provided with. So, yeah, I mean, Ben, can we light the Arga? There's nothing quite like it on a lovely 30-degree hot day than the thought of a nice toasty Arga in the same room.
So you are striking a match and setting it to the wood inside the burning compartment.
Yes, please.
Yeah, it would sound like it would work, but you need something to catch it. The wood isn't quite gonna catch it by itself.
We need some tinder. Okay, right, fine. Let's have a better explore this room then. Presumably there's cupboards, like kitchen cupboards.
No, there's no cupboards above you for simplicity, but there's numerous cupboards below the counters.
Okay, let's open up all of those.
Let's have a good rifle through.
So you go through all of them. There's sort of bits of dry goods. There's like pots and pans, and there's some of them are not cupboards, but there's a series of drawers, more than just the one.
Oh, of course there are, Ben.
Which have varying utensils in them, and anything that you feel that you would probably need.
This is like, so when we said that we were trying this was a slight return to the old format, it's also a slight return to kitchen drawers for Ben. Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
There's
How much lint is in our pockets, Ben?
substantial.
You're along the right lines, but perhaps not enough in your pockets.
Okay.
Ooh, can we check the washer dryer for lint?
To the tumble dryer and go to the lint catcher.
Oh, you kidding me?
Yes, Jamie.
For fuck's sake.
He's bloody
Know
back.
your puzzler.
This is especially for John.
We are not starting an Arga with lint.
I want to give John all the lint and go, this is for you. Enjoy.
Shit, man.
So is there lint in the lint catcher, Ben?
It is chock full of lint.
Can we please extract said and fluff it into a lovely kindlingy mass?
Then burn the building down.
Yes, and presumably shove it into the burning apartment of the Arga.
Like 99% of it, I'd like to secrete a tiny amount in John's back pocket while he's not looking.
I think you're going to say ear, but yeah, back pocket's fine. Yeah, so you put 99% of it into the in amongst all the wood, and I guess you probably want to give that a go with the match now.
It's like the sucker.
Fantastic! Yeah, that goes whoomph and lights, and as it is sort of burning, the wood catches, and you have started the Arga.
Right, I swear to God, Ben, at the end of this room, I'm getting the lint from my tumble dryer and I'm going to try and light it in front of you. And if it doesn't catch, I'm going to be furious.
What if it smells of Lenore and is just amazing?
Ooh, mossy.
What have you? Maybe this is like the next hipster thing, because we've all had we've done the scented candle thing and the incense sticks. Maybe really high quality scented lint is the next fancy thing to burn in your house.
I have lit a campfire with lint in recent months.
There you go. Survival skills you didn't know you needed.
Yeah. Come the
I love it.
apocalypse.
There's no dried leaves around for this campfire, but there is lint.
It was a rather damp evening.
We've all got belly buttons. We've all got a suppository of lint.
Sorry, do you say suppository?
I might have said suppository.
Yeah, I was thinking that's probably not great to start a fire with. But let us know how you get on, listeners.
Lint can be fun in many places.
Okay,
So
so
I
we've
feel
got
like
the
we probably
Arga going.
we need to probably have a little look around this kitchen and get an idea of what's expected of us. Because at the moment, all we've done is wrecked the place, emptied the tumble dryer, and started the Arga.
Do you want to have a little look at what's on the counters?
Yes, please. Ideally, something to guide us on what we should be doing.
What?
On the draining board for the sink, there is some unwashed painting supplies.
Okay.
Oh,
See,
and sorry. When you
I'm not sure how to draw that.
When you're going through the cupboards in general, there was further painting supplies and cleaning supplies, that kind of stuff. Sort of craftware, cleaning wear, that kind of thing. There is also on one of the counters a desktop fan that's plugged in.
Does it work?
Yes, it works. Yes, it's plugged into an accessible socket and it works and has a fair amount of stretch. I suppose you could move it around if you wished.
Do we use it to air feed the Arga, like blow hot air into the fire and
You're thinking like a jet
Like a
powered
bellows.
Arga?
yeah, like rev it up?
I forgot to mention there's a fridge freezer which just has fridge freezery things in. Nothing overly specific at this time.
Fish fingers.
And then there is a piece of paper.
Hooray!
What does
does
it
the piece
say?
of paper say?
I am going to drop it into the general chittery tap.
Do not light the Arga.
This is.
I've been
a recipe.
collecting the world's most expensive lint for centuries.
For fuck's sake! It's an audio format, and Ben has made this look really nice. So this is a recipe card, but it's very well decorated with the sort of tablecloth checker background and a sprig of raspberries on the top left.
Beautiful.
But the recipe itself is for apple cake. An apple cake requires 225 grams of soft butter, the same amount of caster sugar, the same amount of self-raising flour, 4 eggs, and some vanilla. And then there is a method.
So number one, you got to peel, core, and slice the apples into small chunks, and then store in cold water till they're ready. You preheat the oven to 160 degrees with a fan or gas mark 4. Then you beat the butter and sugar together until they're pale and creamy, and then beat the eggs in one at a time.
Slowly add and mix in the flour and vanilla. Drain the apple chunks and add to the mixture. Mix for up to a minute in the mixer. Line a cake tin with greaseproof paper and spoon in the mixture. Bake in the center of the oven for 45 to 50 minutes.
Okay, I have 2 questions there. One, is that a spelling mistake on tin? Because it says tine.
Aha! A clue!
You're thinking a clue? Baked
Yeah,
into
just
the
Cake time. No, that is a spelling mistake. There is
Okay.
also just a mistake on that line, but I'll come to that when you come to it.
Okay.
Oh wow, okay. Right. So this looks like a real recipe. This seems legit.
It was a recipe that I fetched from my little store of recipes.
Oh, we're learning as we go.
I accidentally didn't doctor to include the little bit of information that I needed, hence why I'll tell you that in a minute.
Oh,
Amazing. So you studiously copied the entire thing
Forgetting to add the puzzle component.
with
I've got
a sprig of raspberries in the background.
I may have been doing this during a meeting this morning and have been prompted for input to the meeting when it came to doctor it.
And any
they
updates
said,
from you?
Apples. 4 eggs, vanilla.
So, I mean, so our objective seems to be to make this cake.
Yeah.
And eat it.
Yes, because apple cake's delicious. I mean, Ben, can you tell us if in the cupboards and fridge, I suppose it wouldn't be in the fridge if it's soft butter. Can you tell us if in the cupboards we are able to find soft butter, caster sugar, and self-raising flour?
Indeed, yes.
And eggs and vanilla?
You can, yes.
Okay.
excellent. Let's make a bloody cake.
And make a bloody cake. First let's peel, core, and slice the apples. So, do we have a knife?
Yep.
Cool. I was expecting that to be more challenging, that stage. So, yeah, let's peel, core, and slice the apples into chunks and store in cold water. Do we have a bowl?
Yes.
We have a sink. Let's pour cold water into the bowl.
I mean, we could just do the recipe.
Yeah.
Do all the things it says on that note there.
Okay, so you do all the things down to point number 6, which is
Oh my God.
you've drained the apple chunks and all that. So when it comes to the lining the cake tin, it should have said fetch a loose-bottomed bake tin.
A loose-bottomed baked tin.
Mike, I feel like this is for you.
I've got no comeback for that at all.
Okay, do we have one?
Do you want to have a little rifle through the cupboards and see if you can find one?
We did.
Can I search the bits and the bobs, please?
You search the bits and bobs in the cupboard and find a cupboard that only contains a single loose-bottomed bake tin. As you take it out, the bottom of the cupboard wobbles and then falls through the floor, revealing a hatch to another room.
Oh.
Delicious.
He's done the old escape room, secret room reveal on us.
I love it.
Let's ignore that.
Yeah, let's put the
Back to
cake
this
in the
cake.
oven first, and then while it's cooking, we can explore the room.
I feel like if this were a real escape room team, we would discover that, or one person would discover it, then get distracted and fail to tell the others. And they just continue trying to make the cake with no knowledge at all that there was another room.
This has been the best team building day ever.
Before we explore that new room, can we finish getting the cake mixture in and put it in the oven? Just,
of course you may. So you've put the mixture into the tin.
Shotgun
and
lick in the bowl.
Put the put the tin into the oven.
We all know that's the best bit of making a cake,
it's
right?
true.
I'm going to go first with my surprisingly spry form and leave myself in, banging all of my elbows and heads. And then I'm going to lower Mike's Zimmer frame down, ready for him.
I'll just go ahead. I'll go ahead first.
Fantastic. As you get into the room below, so you hear the phone go that was in the kitchen above, which you.
There was a phone?
There was a phone that you didn't look at.
What?
Because I didn't tell you about it. So.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't tell you about it. There's a phone that goes off. You don't get to it in time, so the answering machine messages for you.
Hello, your call cannot be taken at the moment, so please leave your message after the tone.
Hey, you got the prize-winning pumpkin? Remember you said it'd be 421.87 kilograms? I've set the dumb waiter to activate when you hit that number. Once I have the pumpkin, I'll send down the ceremonial marrows.
We all know what Rotary societies do with ceremonial marrows.
Mm-hmm.
So, looking around the room that you are in right now, there's the trapdoor above you. To your right, there is a stack of chairs. To your left, there is a monumental stack of old newspapers. Above the newspapers, you can see a vent, which is quite warm. That's where the some air from the Arga is flowing from. Across the other side of the room, you see a pile of junk, a dumbwaiter, and a massive roller door that is pretty much rusted and probably also painted into place. There is literally no way that roller door is moving.
Okay.
There's a dumbwaiter on the far wall. There's a dumbwaiter, and then separately a big roller door next to it, like a big sort of shop shutter.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Okay.
it probably would have moved once, but no more. And a large pile of junk.
A large pile of junk. Okay, right. Trying to draw that.
Jamie?
So you've got that roller shutter that's been painted into place.
Mm-hmm.
In the upstairs bit, you mentioned that we had painting supplies and cleaning supplies. We might be able to get a supply of like turpentine or something to thin that paint out and open up the roller shutter.
No, the cleaning supplies were more sort of like cleaning the kitchen, and the painting supplies was more sort of arts and crafts.
Ah, shit. Okay.
Oh, like poster paints.
Okay.
Ben, can we take a look at the pile of junk, please, in the corner?
You may, of course you may. So there's it's sort of a whole bunch of stuff that's just been thrown into the corner. There's some oil drums, like sort of like cooking oil drums. Some chicken wire, some bits of polystyrene. There's no lint, John. There's some metal flexi tube, like the air ducting stuff.
Oh, yeah.
There's some planks of wood, some garden hose, and some buckets.
Okay.
Anything suspicious about the stack of chairs?
If you put them together, you would perhaps be able to lift yourself back up into the kitchen should you need to.
Okay.
And the newspapers.
look like stacks and stacks of old newspapers, local newspapers, national newspapers. Seem relatively dry, not too dusty.
Okay, so presumably we're trying to get this pumpkin. If we go to the dumbwaiter, is there anything in it?
There is not.
Okay, but it is openable.
Yes.
Remember,
Well,
you said it would be 421 kilograms.
Well, so we've got to put something in there that's 421.87 kilograms then, presumably.
Ideally a pumpkin.
Those painting,
Sorry?
those painting supplies we got upstairs. Do we have actual paints?
Yes.
Do we have orange?
Yes.
Could we make a pumpkin with the chicken wire and the
Oh, clever girl.
a big fucking papier-mâché pumpkin and stuff it full of chairs and oil drums and newspapers to get the weight up? And then just cover the whole thing in chicken wire. And
But
paint it.
how are we going to know the weight?
There's a scale in the dumbwaiter.
Ah, okay. Jamie, I love this.
We're gonna build a massive pumpkin and pass it off as the real
Cue
deal.
the music.
So let me know what's going on.
How does one construct a pumpkin out of craft stuff? This is not my area of expertise.
Well, I imagine
Isn't that a Disney
it's
movie?
heavy thing.
Do you want to build a pumpkin out
No.
of chicken wire and chairs?
Go away.
Do you want to paint it orange and stick it in a dumbwaiter?
I like that you chose the one word that has like almost no rhymes.
Yeah, fucked it. This is why I'm not a Disney princess. Literally the only thing holding me back.
Okay. This hatch with hot air coming out of it. Could we just take a look at that? Does it
Yep,
come
so there's
off?
some sort of grills in the ceiling or the floor if you're in the kitchen. The Arga is directly above those grills, and there is just some residual heat sort of emanating down from that those grills.
I want to just stick my face fairly close to that vent so it blows my hair back, like when Nick Cage comes off the plane in Con Air. Just
You look beautiful, Jamie.
thank you.
I mean, I'm Jamie. I'm super behind your things. I mean, Ben, is there PVA upstairs with our painting and craft supplies?
There is indeed. There's a couple of great big jugs of PVA.
Mixing bowl, PVA, newspaper to
And
make
then
our
we
nice heavy core.
Yes. And we use the hot air from the vent to dry it quickly
Yes. Then cover it in chicken
and get
wire.
high.
Get high, and then paint it orange. I think do those things in that order. I think
For 421 kilograms. Oh, I know what we do. We don't need a
421 kilograms.
421 kilogram.
half a
pumpkin.
ton.
No. We need the three of us in the dumbwaiter plus a pumpkin big enough to come up to 421 kilos.
That sounds wonderful. But as you go fetch the PVA, a roll of bin bags rolls out of the cupboard along with them, should you find them useful.
Clean up after
Roll of-
ourselves.
Bin bags. Are there any body parts in the bin bags?
Lovely watertight bin bags.
Lovely. Okay. Okay, so from that very subtle steer, I believe the answer is to fill bin bags with water to create the necessary weight.
Bin bag full of water to get the weight correct.
Yep.
Cover in paper
And then
mache.
Cover paper mache and make
Dry in
it
front of the
orange.
vent. Paint orange. Dry in front of vent.
Yep.
You're filling the some bin bags up with water, covering it with chicken wire, making up some paper mache,
Yep.
covering the chicken wire, presumably sculpting it in some way to make it look sort of.
And here's one I
pumpkin-y.
made earlier.
Yeah, really like some good deep furrows. Some very
Get the veins right on it.
Excellent, excellent. Well, it's looking fantastic.
Jamie, I think we've
wonderful
stopped
now.
making a pumpkin. Jamie, what is this? What are you making?
Shut up!
And why are you
I'm
modelling
making
on
art.
that?
How did you want
You
to
look so
dry
angry, Jamie.
I want to dry it. So we've got this hot air vent.
Oh, we've got a fan.
Oh yes. Yes. Plug in the fan under and like stretch it under the hot air vent to blow the hot air down onto the pumpkin.
That
Because hot air
is working quite well. It's just not quite concentrated enough.
increase the heat in the Arga. More wood.
More
You
lint.
don't want to burn your cake.
Oh fuck the cake!
Man, if the cake is purely there to stop us overfeeding the Arga, that is an incredibly detailed way to stop us doing that. When you could have just said, "Oh, you can't fit any more wood in." No. There's a cake.
Done
Yeah,
is the
also,
cake,
like-
because we've presumably been your while building this pumpkin.
It has to be springy. It has to be springy.
It needs 45 to 50 minutes.
The rate we're going.
Right, let's sit and wait for the cake to be done.
We sit there for 20 minutes. Enjoy the sedator, Jamie.
Okay, so something to concentrate the foof. We need a nice hot foof concentrated.
Oh,
What a tube.
the ducting. The duct.
We've got ducting, of
Big
course.
flexible ducting.
So you direct the. How are you going to set that up? Just out of interest.
Ducting to the thing on the ceiling, to the vent.
The vent. Yep.
Up down to the fan, so it blows straight into the fan, which puffs onto our thing. In fact, no, onto the fan, which is also covered in ducting, and then we kind of use it like a kind of warmth hose. Why is this such a warm puzzle, Ben, on such a warm day?
This is a full Taskmaster moment here, where everything's gaffer taped together and terrible.
Also, warmth hose is bringing up just these horrific images.
You embrace your furrowed pumpkin with your warmth.
Well
And
done, brethren.
after some time, it is dry.
Please place our dry, well creviced, and thanks to Jamie's ministrations, alarmingly veiny pumpkin into the dumbwaiter.
Do you perhaps want to decorate it? Because at the moment, it's very obviously paper mache.
Yeah, we'll paint it orange.
Yeah, did we not paint it? I thought we had painted it.
Paint wet paper mache.
We've been drying
Sorry,
it.
that's the point of credulity that this falls apart on for you, is it, Ben?
It's not orange.
That's the area here where you go,
Ben
nope,
told
can't
us.
accept
No,
that.
Ben told us we had dry newspaper, so we could
Yes.
stick some dry newspaper around the outside. That dries the outside,
Yep.
and then we can.
You've dried the outside of the pumpkin already. It's just very much paper mache shaped pumpkin. So did you want to paint it now?
I thought we had painted it. I thought that's what we were doing.
Yeah, let's paint it.
So presumably you want to dry it again with your.
Do we need to like dunk the brush in the pot as well, Ben? Is this like level of fidelity we need to go
No, that's fine.
through?
Right, let's.
Which
have-
cleaner are you using? Have you unscrewed the cap?
You have a wonderful paper mache pumpkin. You're going to
sign
put it
it.
into the dumbwaiter.
Yes, and
let's roll it in.
myself as well.
Excellent. Unfortunately, John, there is no more room for the
Aw.
for yourself. It takes up pretty much the whole dumbwaiter itself.
But at 421 kilos, you'd bloody well hope so, wouldn't you? At what point is a dumbwaiter just a lift?
Yeah, I was going to say this could take a small car by the sounds of it.
It's only about 75 centimeters cubed. The dumbwaiter dings, and the door sort of slowly goes down, and you hear the gears turning and some squeaking as the pumpkin is
My pumpkin
lifted
brethren.
out into the world. You hear some grumbles of satisfaction and some flumphing as something is placed into the dumbwaiter at the top. You hear more squeaking, and the door opens to reveal several ceremonial marrows.
Hooray!
Clamber back up
Are
into
they-
the kitchen and
are they
out into the
clean?
main hall. Very clean, yes. Congratulations, you have solved my puzzle.
I like that
Excellent
John
stuff.
took dumb waiter as a challenge. Like dumb, no, loud waiter.
I suspect that about halfway through the next puzzle, the cake will be done.
I'll set a timer.
Make a note of that.
Enjoy that one, Mike.
You came to the what you need to do very quickly once you figured out how to get into the actual puzzle, which and I didn't expect you to make the cake, so that was quite fun.
You gave us detailed instructions and all of the ingredients,
I didn't
and
think
then
I
highlighted
I thought you-
highlighted a mistake the instructions and didn't expect us to do this.
I thought you'd get like halfway through, find the trap door, and then like call it
With
quits.
thorough.
And hungry.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for letting us flex our creative side and allowing us to make the world's veiniest pumpkin.
Mm.
You've made someone very happy.
I enjoyed that. I was a little bit worried. I was like, oh man, it's Ben's entire puzzle us making a cake. It's like, it's a good recipe for a cake, but is that Ben's entire, cool, secret room. Okay, we're good. Secret room with some MacGyver shit. So yeah, enjoy that.
Very nice.
Yeah, I always love a MacGyver puzzle because it's just you get so much more because there is an answer, but there sort of isn't. It's kind of a fudge, but how you make the fudge,
Tell me more.
how you
John.
make the fudge is a matter for you, and that there's something lovely about that always. So yes, I enjoyed that. But as is often the case, with the Ben room, I find myself with a long list of things, most of which
Oh, totally irrelevant.
are totally irrelevant to this.
But the lint was useful. So thank you, Ben, for the room, and thank you all very much for listening to this episode. Don't forget, if you are coming at us for the first time, subscribe to this podcast on all of your podcasting platforms of choice. Alternatively, go to our website.
All of them, not just one.
Every single one. Spotify, Apple, all the ones. Also come see us on the website, theinfiniteescaperoom.com, and check us out on social media at Teoh_podcast, where I will regale you with probably stuff about mead and more mead. We love you lots, and we'll see you next time on the Infinite Escape Room. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.